Is this even a thing anymore? No, not that. No. Store page. No, it is. Actually, didn't even know I had this on here. I guess I did play it. There it is. It's 14 gigs. I didn't even check to see if this is working right. It is. All right. So cut the replay buffer off. I don't know what to do. Oh, I have it installed here. Duh. Roguelike dungeon defense game. Oh, that's what that is. Whereas this one, I think, is completely different.
Springs curiosity.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. This is the this is a 4X. It's weird though because this is a part of this series. It's not the same thing though. What the hell is this? It's an RTS, isn't it?
Rated T for teen.
Yeah. Okay, it's RTS. I don't even remember what story mission I left off on here. That's tough. Hey, Huff. I don't know. Not quite sure. I haven't even changed my thing here yet. Not worried about it. Like, I was feeling something spacey, but like, I want to build. I want to play like a city builder, but space based. And I mean, this, it's not really. This, you still have to defend yourself and attack enemies and stuff like that. And then I installed Anno 2205, which I think is about as close as I'm going to get. There's Surviving Mars. Did I finish this? I thought I did. Which I think is pretty close. Whoa. Look at that. 2013. I killed 5,000 monsters back in 2013, 2012. Wow. 200 quests successfully created. Huh? Yeah, well, that's what's tough, because it's like the Civ isn't really a city builder though. Like, yeah, you build a city, but it's like, I'm talking more of like city management, and I think Anno 2205 is about as, that's pretty much it. Like, that's the game, is a city management sort of thing. And City Skylines, that's just not even, there's not even any DLC that allows you to, that's like a space DLC or something like that. And then I was thinking maybe continue to play the campaign in Left 4 Dead. Freaky Tig, man, you haven't used that in a while. There's Stellaris and Endless Space. Endless Space, though, again, that's a 4X game. But Stellaris, is that a 4X? I think it's a 4X, right? Technically.
Do you dream of
Yeah. 4X strategy space. It's got so many DLCs. Ixion is a city builder in the cold, dark depths of space. $40K Mechanicus. All right, let's take a look. Actually, I mean, check my wish list. Like, this wish list is old as hell, dude. Yeah, as far as I know, this is... Oh, is this game finally out after all these years? As far as I know... I mean, there's Space Engineers, but that's... I don't know if that's really a city builder. I think you build... Literally build the areas that you live in. Yeah, wow, it's actually finally out, though. $20. Very positive. Blah, blah, blah. As far as I know, the majority of the games on this list are PC only, so Overwhelmingly negative. Ooh, no. Horror. This is a horror game? I didn't know that. Ooh. Please tell me that's early footage, because that looked terrible. The UI looked awful. I mean, I'm usually all about freaking space games, but this looks even worse than Deliver Us Mars. Like, somehow Deliver Us Mars ended up with better... Oh my god. Why did I put this on my list? Oh my... Dude, look at this UI. This is terrible. Is that why it's negative? Overwhelmingly negative? A few years back, because it looked cool and interesting, like Subnautica but on land, then they completely broke everything with their overhaul and used a separate game called the Experimental Branch for getting us to playtest various mechanics they were working on, like we were unpaid intern staff or something. So I took a break for months while letting them sink their ship. Eventually, I did see some half-decent progress as I forgot to unfollow on Steam and said, you know what, let's give it one more chance, only for them to do this whole crappy, it's done and it's your fault it failed 1.0 full release. Like, seriously, what the hell? This is completely unacceptable. I will never be buying any products Phoenix Fire releases ever again. I suggest those of you who took the time to read this rant do the same. Cool game, but every single item breaks in like 20 swings. Product refunded. Was going to buy this game since I have been following it for over 2 years, but after reading their recent updates, no way in hell will I buy it. They have fully abandoned it after 6 years. They released it off of EA full of bugs and game-breaking bugs. This game is trash. Do not buy this game. Declared finished by dev. Very clearly not finished. Abandoned. Save your money. Unlike what the developers would have you believe, this game did not fail because of unreasonable expectations from the fans. All that was ever expected was a nice space survival game with the things that you see in the trailer. Not only is a lot of that gone, but there was a time when we did have more of it, or at least some access to the prototypes. This final release is an embarrassment, lacking of any of the content advertised, any meaningful update. Wait, what year was this in? Oh, this is last year. Okay, and it's recently released. An embarrassment, lacking any content advertised, any meaningful update from this is last EA build. And most egregious of all, it is early access build. It is not a full release at all. Content is still missing. Bugs are prevalent. AI is broken. Spawns are broken. 6 years ago, I had faith, but now this game declined in content and quality with every patch, with huge gaps of communication between updates, all for them to now blame their failures on the players in other games. Since the devs insist on blaming other games and their fans, then so be it. If you want a space survival crafting game, go play No Man's Sky. Don't even spend your money on this hot garbage on a sale. No dev who blames the community they built for not meeting expectations they place on themselves deserves a cent of your hard-earned cash. Yeah, well, based on the trailer, the first trailer here, that looks atrocious. Look at this. Bonus points if you can remember what game I started using Ricky Tick from. It started on this channel. I know it did. I just don't remember what game it was. Pretty sure it was like, we heard it in a game, and I can't remember which game. It was a military game for sure. Look at this UI. The hell is this? This is like, see, what drew me in was the artwork. This right here. But like, the top reviews here are just no. People are like, don't. Whoa, dude, it's like nothing but trailers. What the hell, dude? Is this the original? I think it's the original trailer. And like I said, just after you left, I mean, dude, literally, Deliver Us Mars had better animations. Yeah, I mean, you're asking me to remember something that was so long ago, and I am tired, so I'm not really thinking very much. See, here it looks pretty good. Like, I might have seen this trailer or something. I saw something that drew me to this game and put it on my... But see, look at this. Okay, maybe it's because it was in first person and it didn't look that bad. Maybe it was in first person and it didn't look that bad. That's probably why I like the idea of it. Or maybe this. But, like this looks really good. And some people down in the reviews were saying, yeah, it was good. Like, early access, there was a lot of like stuff that they had in the game that people wanted, and then they just took it out apparently. Yeah, I don't remember. See, okay, so here's the UI. This actually looks a little better. This looks cleaner, at least. I mean, the text, I don't really like this font, but like this looks way cleaner than the other trailer that we saw, which looked god awful. Like, this looks way better. Are people saying it doesn't look like this anymore? Because that kind of looks nice. But then we go to this one, which is, I think, the latest one. Look at that. What'd they do? Why did they do this? There's like, what the hell is that? All right, I'm removing that from my wish list. That looks terrible. That's unfortunate. Sci-fi procedural generation physics driving. 3D voxel Terraria, but with vehicles. It's sort of like Single Planet No Man's Sky with the similar color aesthetics, but with better crafting and worse aliens. Verdict, probably worth it during a sale. That was a thumbs up comment. I mean, it looks nice. UI still looks like crap. No. What is it with these? I mean, all right. To be fair, again, I'm not giving them any kind of like unwarranted shit. Okay, we've had plenty of indie developers develop better UIs than this. Where's the effort? It just doesn't look good. It doesn't look like it belongs, you know? All right, let's clean up this list, yeah? Oh, it tells you right here. Okay, 4X, Off-World Trading Company. There's resource management simulation. Dimitri just keeps telling me I should get this at some point here. Black Mesa. This is an RTS? I completely forgot. I have no idea. Battlefleet Gothic Armada.
Peggy 12.
2016.
Peggy 16.
I actually don't remember what this is either. I know I think it's a Warhammer 40k thing, but
Battlefleet Gothic Armada, the new RTS video game adaptation of Games Workshop's classic tabletop game.
Nope,
Using the
never mind.
Imperium,
Nope.
Chaos, Orcs, and Eldar against each
Oh yeah,
other
yeah.
in
It's all
physical
Warhammer
space battle.
universe.
Ships of Battlefleet Gothic are
Oh,
the
it's a
larger ships are weighty and
EVE
perilous.
Online sort of game.
Fight in multiplayer, flanking the enemy, carefully aligning your path with that of the target to launch a salvo of torpedoes, or to violently ram them, or sliding close to expose your broadside cannons and unleash a barrage of heavy fire.
I just don't think I'd be very good at these types of games. Strategy RTS, yeah. I don't think I'd be very good at those games anyway.
We believe this is an alien transmission.
You've seen the threat, Captain.
I know exactly where that came from. A bad, bad place.
An enemy of unimaginable power.
Captain, there's something powering on here. It says, threat to remnants detected.
Your mission is to stop this threat. Show us any mercy. So how much should we show?
The hell is this? Third person story rich PvE. That doesn't explain anything. Space role-playing game in which you command Earth's first interstellar ship.
In this action-adventure RPG, the universe is
Action-adventure RPG.
130 by 130 light years in size. There are hundreds of solar systems and thousands of planets to explore, many of which contain diverse and unique species.
Great seeping pool! They actually came.
You can venture down with your lander to the surface of these planets, exploring their interesting...
I actually could just listen to this dude talk.
Sir, we're detecting an unidentified object on the surface.
During your expeditions, you may also find rare and valuable resources that you can then trade or sell to improve your ship with upgrades, which can mean the difference between life
Prepare to be destroyed.
and death. The game is a living universe. Other life in the galaxy will go about their day, whether the player is there to watch them or not. You'll encounter pirates,
Leave your vessel now. You might survive this.
stranded travelers,
We require assistance.
I'll leave it there. That looks like a nice little... Definitely a... exploration sandbox space economy building. You see something like X4 in there, you think it's like a 4X, but it is not. Walk into your first ship, earn upgrades. Visually, it looks pretty good. Leave it there. It's mostly positive. Survival indie sci-fi action open world. Isn't this like a horror game?
Many believed that true utopia could never be achieved.
Not really. You can't. This one is apparently mixed. Okay, this is beta footage here. Ooh, the head bobbing is a bit much. Yeah, it's like a horror game or something. See, that's what I'm talking about. Look at the UI. It is clean. It's minimal. It's only on your person, which is good, especially for a sci-fi game. You know, Dead Space 1 did it right over 10 years ago. Like, come on. When it comes to a sci-fi game, it just makes sense for it to be integrated into the world somehow rather than just something on your screen. You know, No Man's Sky. They've got very minimal things on the screen to it's more of like important information that you would need to know, but everything else is in your wrist thing. So it's like
Don't let this city become your grave.
it looks good, and that's a Unity engine game, which is impressive, actually, that it looks like that. All right, why is it mixed, though? Very mechanically outdated, considering it has been released only 2 years ago. Actually, wow, it really was released 2020. I could have swore this was on my list a lot longer than that. I would gladly play a System Shock fan project, but the game seems pretty aimless. It looks like a passion project that had more ideas than direction. It lacks any polish outside of the player GUI. See? It's like I know what I'm talking about. Judging by the models and textures, this game was released in 2020 after lingering in development hell or then Steam Greenlight / Early Access for several years. Apparently, the only thing devs do with this game nowadays is discount campaigns to squeeze some extra money, so I won't hold my breath for fixes. All right. I expected to hate this game. Incredibly immersive. Okay, this was 2017. That's early access. Most helpful reviews? I mean, the guy's got 58 hours on it. Negative. Date range, lifetime. This is February 10th. Some other reviews comment on the devs abandoning the game, and it really does feel like an accurate statement. It could have been so much better. I would not say it is terrible, but it does lack motive and polish. If you're going to get it on sale. I dropped to 40% health, but the game hadn't offered me the ability to heal yet. I put up with the obnoxious "you're damaged" beeping noise for 10 minutes before I quit the game. Oh, excuse me, before I quit the game. This is December. I have waited 2.5 years for the developers to address an issue that it's left the game unplayable after a certain amount of time in one play session, leaving me in a catch-22 scenario. I did restart the game several times, but the outcome was always the same. I will not be waiting anymore and will not reinstall the game after my last play 2+ years ago, as the developers have appeared to abandon it. Constant crashes, glitches, the ever so constant game slowdown, visuals not rendering properly, etc., etc. Honestly, the game is not even worthy of a free demo status. Extremely disappointing. It is a good game that had a ton of potential. Sadly, it was abandoned with its full release. Would not recommend even on its good sale. The optimization is terrible, to put it nicely. It crashes every time I play at different times. I was very excited to see where this game went. Sadly, it went nowhere. Devs grabbed the money and ran. Hasn't been touched in over 2 years. That's sad. After debating getting this game, I finally caved on a sale. I would not recommend this game, as it is littered with bugs and very minimal direction. The devs have clearly abandoned this game. It's the same thing every single time. They abandoned the game. And it is very poorly optimized. I haven't had the crashes that others have mentioned, but I have had several bugs that have worsened the experience. Most notable is a bug with the tutorials where they begin to explain what to do and then auto close. The game had potential, but clearly will never reach it due to being abandoned. I just read this one. Yeah, these are all 2022 here, so. And it seems just been abandoned in the state. Devs abandoned the game. Buggy, half-baked. Yada, yada, yada. So, eat no good. That's unfortunate because it looks good visually. But I don't think visuals are definitely not everything. That's for sure.
Oh, hello there. Well, well. I suppose you've come to learn about population genetics. Let me show you. Let's look at this group of females, living peacefully, enjoying the warm rays of the sun. But wait.
Turn-based strategy game.
Something is hiding in the tall grass.
Combined with simulation and roguelike elements.
A great example of gene flow. A new male joins the group, bringing in fresh genetic material. In most species, the female gets to choose the fastest, strongest mate out of a wide range of competing
I think I actually
males.
put this on my list because I thought it was funny.
Sometimes sexual selection is...
Alright, we've joined up into the world. Check it out. We got two little dog-like things here, right? Dog, cat,
This is like a
And this is our world.
actual
We got some
gameplay
trees,
overview
we
here.
got, looks like some lakes in there. We got ocean, and we have a couple different traveling still.
It's a cool idea. Not really for me though. Day of Infamy. Why does it say view details? Wasn't this a mod? It was a mod on Insurgency, wasn't it? Third person. Was that third person? This game has been on for 5 years. I wonder how strong it's going. What was the actually I was gonna look this one up. Ixion. Steam DB. Okay. Charts. Oh, Steam charts. Oh, well, okay, but it's got right now 39 players, peak 60. 6 years ago, it hit like 9,000. Damn, dude, that's rough. Yeah, they're celebrating 5 years of strangely still having an audience. This one's just like yeah, it's just like a rail shooter or whatever you call that. This one I can't remember. Parkour, first-person adventure, indie sci-fi. I don't know what the old guide's all about. I like the fact that I'm just cleaning this up. Is Dusk even on console? I don't think it is, right? No, Dusk the game. Oh, it's on the Switch. Like, seriously? Guess I'll keep that there then. This is on console, so I can remove that. Finally, it's on console, I should say. That was a Ubisoft game? Well, I should probably get it on Ubisoft Connect then. So that way it doesn't open up Steam and Ubisoft Connect. If I get it, I don't know. We'll see what it's like. So it's like a Katamari thing. Nah. What about Mordhau? Yep, it's on console. Oh. Did you hear Luminous Productions got
Peggy 12?
Not okay. People are saying they got snuffed out or they got dissolved. They were just integrated into Square Enix. I don't know what it is, but like, Asmongold was reacting to that, or he was looking at the news article, and people were like, I saw somebody in his chat say, "Yeah, and Final Fantasy 15 sucks too." And I'm like, first of all, they didn't even make Final Fantasy 15, you dumb fuck. And secondly, they're not leaving Square Enix. They're just being absorbed into Square Enix, even though it was a Square Enix company to begin with. But yeah, Luminous Productions, Forspoken failed so badly. I guess they just said, nah, screw it. But it doesn't make sense because they're still working on the game and they're still part of Square Enix. They're just, the developers have just, they're just Square Enix now. So I don't know. I wouldn't say that the company got dissolved or snuffed out or anything. Luminous Productions was created in 2018. Final Fantasy 15 came out in 2015. I don't know how stupid somebody has to be. This is why I can't stand people sometimes in online and people making stupid comments. Like, dude, know your shit first before you open your mouth. And I bet you it was somebody who didn't even play the game to begin with. Oh, okay. So this is like a strategy. Yeah. Turn-based tactics. I'm so bad at tactics games. It's a cool game. I don't think I'll ever get it, though, to be fair. There's World War III. That one I know is coming to console. So I'm just going to... Ooh. Here's one. Paraspa, City Builder... Resource management, real time with pause. I really hope they bring Valheim to console. I don't see how they couldn't. Dude, what the hell? I don't remember these. Wrath, Aeon of Ruin. It's probably a boomer shooter. Pagan Absent Gods. Oh, yeah. I'm always down for, you know, a mindless hack and slash, but it's got mixed reviews, so I'm curious as to what people are not liking. Madhead Games is a studio based in Serbia, EU. They're known for making hidden object puzzle adventure. They also made a mobile game or games, not sure. There's only one on their site. Okay, this was 2019. So naturally, at first, I thought they won't make Pagan Online a good game. Unfortunately, after over 100 hours of playing, I still think so. I really hope they change my mind. This could be just my kind of game. Pagan Online is promoted as hack and slash ARPG, but it's not like Diablo, Grim Dawn, Path of Exile, and similar games. It's more like Dungeon Hunter mobile game or PvE Battle Right. So combat revolves around moving with WASD and aiming with your mouse. With a certain hero, it feels like twin stick shooter. That would be... See, that's what I thought it was. I thought it was like a Diablo sort of thing, but it's like Battle Right, which I know exactly what he's talking about. Yeah, you can even tell with the way it's moving. I mean, that still can work, though. It's still a hack and slash, technically. It's just PvE. So that's not really... Oh my god, I'm not reading that. Character progression and loot system in this game is among the worst I have ever experienced in an ARPG. Every class has a set of skills you're forced to use, little to no customization. In that regard, skill trees seem haphazardly slapped together with no rhyme or reason. Then there's the unrewarding loot, 99% of which is completely useless, constant drops with int and spell damage on melee weapons, or for characters who only use physical damage, etc. Nothing more infuriating than getting my 100th mace for Ishtok with int on it instead of strength or fortitude. Expect to see tons of this through the entire leveling process. Nothing that drops feels rewarding. Nothing that you do makes you feel like you're progressing. Your character, just endless grind for pointless loot. Hard pass. That was 2019 again. Is this an online game? Or is it offline? I mean, it looks like an offline. That's tough because I like the visuals. I'm a big fan of like some people might hate the whole cartoon look or whatever. I like it because it scales well. I'll be able to fix everything with their release patch. I also said that the reviews will be reflecting this. Okay, this is, again, 2019. Is there anything recent? Edit in 2020. Apparently, people are still reading this even today, hence the edit for clarity. My initial review is over a year old and thus severely outdated. Okay. Computer. Okay, it's none of the negative ones. A lot has happened in the meantime, and I stopped keeping up with every announcement as development slowly ceased. I was hopeful at the time of writing this, and I stand by these thoughts based on the information available at the time. Unfortunately, this clearly didn't pan out, as the game's multiplayer has been shut down, and there will apparently be no further updates to the game itself. All right, yeah, so it has a multiplayer component, and they shut it down, so... Early access, you know me, I don't really buy early access. But I don't really have anything bad to say about a lot of the boomer shooters coming out these days. They all look really good and really fun. But the large majority of them are coming to console, so it'll be another thing where I wait and see. Oh, I put it on my thing. Oh, well, there you go. This is the game I was going to look for.
The book of our life on Earth is over.
Hey, look at this. It's a live stream.
For ships. And like if you want more ships or if you want more housing, you're not going to look for the same resources as for the...
Is that Jacksepticeye?
We know that the player will be in the middle of nowhere.
All right, that's not a live stream.
The Earth, our home, she is unique. Held in its bosom are the ingredients of evolution. Beyond raw survival, beyond the safety of comfort, we, humanity, pursue something greater. We have learnt, persevered, shaped our knowledge from that which is found in the furthest realms of science. However, humanity has brought destruction to the earth, polluted its blood, choked those who, like us, carry that courage.
In the aftermath of the moon explosion caused during their engine launch...
Decisive action from scientists and politicians across the globe.
At Dolos, we have always looked to the political instability in technology and science.
We get some gameplay?
Full jump complete. Hull integrity compromised. Likelihood of station survival stands at 7%. Repairs imperative. Hull integrity stabilizing. Likelihood of station survival now. Suggest probe launch to locate resources. Mining ships deployed.
I mean, it looks like Stellaris. That's what I'm seeing here.
space is a far less fanciful and forgiving environment than science fiction would have us believe.
As of yet,
And, you know,
no human law has been.
that's not a put down. That's a compliment that it looks like Stellaris, but it's like, I already have Stellaris, so, you know, this would be just another Stellaris in my library. Obviously, there's this component here. Seems like you can go into your own space station, and the planets are just there for you to, you know, get resources from. So I guess that aspect kind of makes sense.
Administrator.
That's pretty cool. You scan for, like, resources similar to Mass Effect 2. The graphics are pretty freaking nice, though. I gotta say, they really kind of made it look good. I think it's funny how I looked up, you know, hey, what's a city builder in space? And Ixion was on the article, and boom, it's already on my wish list. Boom. We're gonna keep it there, obviously. Hard Space Shipbreaker. I've heard a lot of good things about that one. Speaking of ME2, I started an ME1 save, and those are my thoughts on ME2. I think you had mentioned that's not your favorite game in these series. I know you said that ME1 was definitely, and I'm right there with you. ME1 is just a better RPG.
Nora, it's happening.
Walter?
Comrade Shabowski publicly said that the wall is open in a press conference just 1 hour ago.
Who arrived here just before me.
I don't know who you are, but if you want to live longer than 5 minutes...
Update 1.2. So these guys are still kind of going strong on this one. Mixed reviews, or recent reviews are mixed. I don't like doing negative reviews of indie games, but well, here we go. The game seemed like it could be a cool sci-fi robot shooter, but ended being a walking sim with guns. Don't get me wrong, there are good shooters and good walking sims out there, but this one are none of them. The good, coolest, atmospheric, and post-apocalyptic scenario. The bad, everything else. Yeah, no, the more I played ME2, the more I realized I was too harsh on ME1, not calling it fantastic. Yeah, I mean, ME1 just like, it was just a better RPG. I mean, you know, this is a single player game. And you know, the thing is, allegedly these are like really bad. Like the UI is really bad and stuff like that. I'll just remove it. Whatever. Dude, I have such a massive freaking... This is on console. Massive freaking list here. Can't get this anywhere else. I'm so disappointed that Bravely Default is only on the Switch. So stupid. Good job, Square Enix. And then 2 is only on Switch and PC. It's like what the fuck, man? So I'll be getting it here. No user reviews. Oh, it releases soon. That's why. What, really? What is this? Nature, strategy, relaxing city builder. Is this pre-recorded or is this actually live? Looks like it's actually live. I don't even remember putting this on my list. I seriously don't. But this looks nice. Whoa. 74 hours? No. No, you're not, dude. You haven't been playing for 74 hours. That's ridiculous. I'll keep it there. I put it there obviously for a reason. Harvestella. I think did... I think Skits actually mentioned that this game wasn't really that good. Again, Switch and Windows, I forgot. Yeah, so these two I can only get on PC, which is stupid. This one's EA, so I'm not gonna get it. Not until it's finished. That looks stiff. Well, I mean, that's an established franchise at this point, because the pedigree of the developer has been so positive from the beginning that it, you know, why not, right? That's why I bought into, you know, Fortnite before it was actually just a battle royale game. What the hell does this have to do with killing zombies? So it's a fort builder. That's... No, it's a first-person shooter. This is apparently very positive, too. Like... Alright, so you have 2 hours real time of sunlight to explore the world. Level up, find... Really? Wow. It's actually a long time to have the ability to set up. Well, I think the developer of Hades, was it Supergiant Games or whatever? They've earned a lot of goodwill for a lot of people, so I think it's fair. Explore, level up, and find gear and survival stuff, and craft a series of traps and your base to prepare for a short burst of horde siege at night. Every night that passes, the zombies get stronger during the night wave, so it's 7 days to die. Cool. That's what that is. This one, if I remember this correctly, looked really good. Oh yeah, this one looks really good. Visually and gameplay wise, just looks sick. Is this Unreal? Plus, it's, you know, Viking, so... Oh, what the... Why did it go from dark to white, or light? What the hell, Google? Jackasses? Xbox One... Or Xbox and Microsoft and Windows, that's it. Lame. So lame. Unreal Engine 4. Called it. It's spotted a mile away. Yeah, apparently these ports were really bad, but we'll see. Let's just play 5D chess with multiverse time travel. Oh, yeah. Grime. Oh, yeah. Okay. It's like a Souls-like sort of thing. Colors of Rot. That must be like the new DLC. Is it? This isn't on console, is it? I know these developers like to spell their games with stupid fucking spellings, but just wanted to make sure. It is on PS5. Okay, so I can just take that off my list here. I usually keep these on my list so I'll remember to get them on PlayStation, but I'm sure I'll come across it. I want to make sure I have games. Obviously, the Final Fantasy games, that's a given for me. But, like, I want to make sure I have games that are only going to be on PC. I really want Valheim to come to console. Did I look at this one? I don't think I did. Suitability, resource management. All right, this is the first trailer, it looks like. I'm sure my stream will get hit with copyright on this one. Because even classical pieces are copywritten. Still. Okay, so this is mod support. Nice. So this is like a Mars city builder. That's cool. Like surviving Mars.
Amy, this is ISA Mission Control calling from Earth. Are you with us?
This is Amy. I copy.
Excellent. It's time for you to take control of the mission.
Yeah, surviving Mars.
Is a go.
Obviously, a little different. You know, I'm sure it's got aspects of it that aren't exactly like surviving Mars, but this is what that's what I'm thinking of when I see
My
this.
mission is to terraform Mars. I will not fail.
We praise ourselves on making machines as
I'm keeping it.
similar to us
But
as
I
possible.
didn't click out of that.
So
I'll keep it on there. Looks good. Total War Saga, Thrones of Britannia. RTS, turn-based strategy. Love the visuals.
Conquer the British Isles. Lead Anglo-Saxons, Gaelic warlords, and Vikings.
Visually looks really good.
Rewrite history in huge real-time.
I'm just really bad at RTSs. That's why I like playing campaigns, you know, single players, not multiplayer.
One will rule. Enthroned.
Yeah, right. The trailer. I think that was gameplay. It's just, you know, obviously in cinematic. This may be a negative review, but TOB. Oh, it's not a bad game. It's a bad Total War game. It's kind of weird, so bear with me while I explain. That's a long explanation. Not going to read that. For the Lady for Britannia. Wait, wrong game. I'll admit I wasn't sure I could go back to playing Total War without hordes of zombies, dragons, and magic. I think a lot of the value of the Thrones of Britannia will boil down to how much interest you have in the period. As a mixed Dane/British person with bad dentures that loves said period of history, the game has a much added value. Oh good lord, these are long, man. So it's mixed because, you know, yeah, that's 2018 though. March 2nd. Okay. Oh, here are the most recently posted. I'm an idiot. Okay, that doesn't count. Stupid. I hate it when people do this. Yeah, you played 15 hours of it, but a little bit more than just awesome. That's not a review. Love the era. It wasn't too bad for being a saga. Missed opportunity, though. Even in 2023, the game still randomly crashes as if there wasn't any more support after the launch. But mostly positive. Mixed all reviews. It's 10,000. I mean, you know, I don't play the Total War series, so I mean, this looks good to me. Swords and Souls, never seen. I'm interested to see why I put this on my list. My one thought that I have is Darkest Dungeon. That's what this looks like. I swear to God, some of the games I put on this list, I don't even know when or why I put them on the list. I remember this one. I think this one's on consoles. I think. This one gave me Destroy All Humans vibes. Obviously not that, but you know. It's like a... Yeah. So it's similar to Orcs Must Die. Okay. Maybe it's not on console. Well, I'd say it's out as of 2016, obviously. What the hell? This is it? This is the whole thing. Press site? Wow, even the website's gone. Tower defense, yeah. Yeah. I remember this actually looking like it could be fun. Oh, there's no trailer for this? Alright, well, there's definitely a trailer for Spaz 2.
Hey folks, this is Richard
from it's VR.
Games, and today I'm going to be demonstrating the
Wow.
VR build of Space Pirates and Zombies 2. So the first thing I'm going to go over is the display and orientation systems here. So if I look down in front of me, I can see my mothership down there, and I can also see...
They updated it for VR. That's cool. Space strategy, action, indie, RPG, pirates. 0.8. Clearly this was in early access. Wait, when did this come out?
Well,
5 years ago.
glad to see everyone was able to get up at the crack
Which
of
means
dawn
Spaz 1 is
towards
even
sustaining
older.
our survival. Let me present to you all the garbage dump we'll be sifting through this afternoon.
Trade, steal, kill, rinse, repeat. If I have to look at this eyesore much longer, I will gouge your eyes out.
I think this is on console too, right? No, it's not. Okay, let's close that. I think I actually... It's a CRPG, I think, right? I love how that's a tag. Choices matter.
Overlord has conquered the known world. In Kairos' empire, the execution of justice is paramount.
Oh, it's
As the
Obsidian.
further
I forgot
progress
about
draws
that. Is it?
near, you can institute
Yeah.
the law from above
Obsidian and Paradox.
or use the
Great
ballot
combo
to
of
institute your
developer
own.
publisher.
The destiny of nations is yours to decide.
I mean, you can't get better storytellers than Obsidian. Well, okay, you can, but lately, like Telltale stuff, yeah, right. But I want to save. Who the hell was I thinking of? Lee. I want to save Lee. Nope, he dies. All right, well, bitch. But yeah, it's hard to get better storytellers than Obsidian. That's why that's there. Sad it's not on consoles. I don't even Did we already look at? Oh, it's THQ Nordic. I actually like THQ Nordic. I mean, a lot of people are not too keen on them, I guess, but I like the games that they put out for the most part. Perfect blend between RTS and RPG. Do these videos not exist anymore? Why are they here? What happened?
Primitive. That's where you're wrong. At the heart of existence, there's conflict. The wolves hunt the deer. The deer run from the wolves. I know what you're thinking. If there were no deer.
All right, it screwed up. I was playing 2 videos at once.
Ah, yes. Finlanmere. For you, it must be the shining example of elven culture. The tall white towers challenging the sky, the glorious arches gating the city, the elven manners, their discipline, their unrivaled...
This is also on PlayStation.
Nortander, the cradle of human civilization.
Dude, it's David. What the hell was his name? I keep forgetting. I know his first name's David. Oh, Doug. Sorry, Doug Cockle. Sorry with a D. Doug Cockle is in this? He got him to voice?
It has been at our side for millennia, coming and going with the
yeah, right.
indifference of the tides.
Hey, doesn't matter now.
The most recent sprouted from rebellion. For reasons unknown, a mage by the name of Isamo Tahar.
He also plays in Victor Vran, so.
In an attempt to overthrow the crown.
It's funny too because he doesn't use any different voices. All right, I don't need this on my list. It's on console, so. Yeah. Well, I mean, that one's a little bit older, but I like. I mean, I guess it doesn't matter if he changes his voice because I like his voice. So you know, either way. This one's really cool. I remember this game, putting this on my list because it requires a microphone to play it, which is awesome because you have to cast your spells by verbal cues. You're basically having to learn a language. All right, you can't just say that your game is an immersive experience. It's really janky, though. Eesh. Mostly positive, which is good. Boy, is that janky looking, though. It's a cool idea. I don't know if I don't have a microphone hooked. I mean, I can. I'm just not even sure if I'd get it, to be honest. It's cool, though. It's a cool concept. I don't think everybody's ever done that before. Curious as to whether or not this Rising Storm 2 Vietnam. Steam charts. Dude, I have ad blocker on it. It still shows up. All right, cool. Current player is 607. Yeah, this is a really niche game. All-time peak at 24,000, but that was probably on release. I'm not seeing it. Where's the all-time peak of 24,000? It's not even here. Where are they getting that number from? Average players, peak players. Peak was 13,000. Am I not? I don't know. Anyway. So yeah, it's It's hanging on by a thread, to say the least. I like these games because, you know, obviously they're realistic, but I barely even played the one I had. Squad should be... I think Squad should still be good, doing really well. Yeah. Yeah, 24-hour peak is 12,000. That's pretty good. So that's still doing pretty well. Damn, this list shortened up quick, which I'm happy for, because I don't want to have like a massive list. I've already got a big enough list on PlayStation. What about Trails in the Sky? The Legend of Heroes Trails in the Sky, the third. Oh, wait. This was a... Yeah, this is a PSP game. It's on PS3, apparently on PS4 and PS5. How? How is that on PlayStation 5? All right, so a high-definition port to PS3 was released in 2012, while a remaster for the Vita was released in 2015. Both were only released in Japan. A direct sequel was released in 2006. Yeah, see, it only goes up to Vita. Why the hell did Google... You are such a dumb liar. There's number 2, right? There's the SC. I may only be able to play it on PC here, which is fine. It's whatever. Is SC the second one? They did say that was the sequel, so... SC. PSP, PS3, PS Vita. And then the third, Windows, PSP, PS3, PS Vita. What the fuck, man? How quickly were they released? 2007. So between 2004 and 2007, they released 3 of these games. They did not see an English release until 2017 due to the game's large amount of text necessary to translate. A port to the PlayStation 3 was released in 2013, while a remaster of the Vita system was released in 2016. Both were only released in Japan. I don't understand that. I don't. They have a huge audience over here, and they only put it out on PC. And there's like a million Ease games. I think we got a pretty good list here, obviously. Yeah, I think this is a good list. All right, we whittled it down. Because and we only did that because I'm bored. Because I don't know what to do. I did actually see Company Heroes 3 get released, and it kind of... I didn't realize that this is not a normal RTS. It's not an RTS the way I think it is. Holy shit. Those achievements. 452? For what? Anyway, like I was saying, apparently this is not a traditional RTS. You're not like building bases per se. You're just capturing points to then build the bases, I think, or something. Yeah, I was thinking about grinding Destiny 2 tonight to get better stuff, just to grind my level. But I was like, man, I do want to play a space city builder sort of thing, or any kind of like cool city builder thing. But mostly in space. And I guess Stellaris would be the one place I could go, but then I thought, I got a PC. I could just, fire up the PC and see what's here. But yeah, I had no idea that this was like not a traditional RTS the way I thought it was. It actually looked better, in my opinion. Like, it looked like an RTS I could get, I could get behind. And the sad part is that apparently Company of Heroes 2 is even better looking than Company of Heroes 3. And that's based on Digital Foundry's coverage of Company of Heroes 3. It's just I want to see a gameplay trailer. I mean, is Company of Heroes 1 even still available? Like this, I guess the closest relative to this game would be Command & Conquer. That's like the closest comparison you can make. Yep, there it is. Legacy Edition. What the hell is that? 2006. Oh look, they're recreating Saving Private Ryan. I mean, for 2006, it doesn't look too bad. What the hell's the Legacy Edition? I don't understand that. Then there's the complete pack, which is probably something I would just get because it has everything. What the hell's the Legacy Edition? It's the same page. Yeah. All right. Buy Company of Heroes. Includes 2 items. Company of Heroes and Company of Heroes Legacy Edition. What? Why? I'm curious as to whether or not... Because isn't Relic Entertainment gone? Oh, they're... No. Damn, they've been around for 25 years, though. Formerly THQ Canada. Now part of Sega Europe, which also comprises Creative Assembly. Okay. Amplitude Studios, which we saw with the Endless series. That white is killing me. I don't... Like, why are they separate here? See, here it says it doesn't have the Legacy Edition subtitle here, but it's still the same thing. $20 you get both versions for some reason. But again, I would just get the complete pack because it has everything in it. Company Heroes 2. No, I didn't. I just got the base game. By Company Heroes, the British Forces multiplayer standalone. What? Multiplayer standalone? $55 for DLC. 30, 40, 50, yeah, 55. Online co-op, online PvP. But yeah, apparently Company Heroes 3 is like really bad, but also can run on a potato. Because, I mean, apparently looks worse. And again, that is based on Digital Foundry's assessment, and I trust their assessments. Yeah, see, look, a 1660? Dude, I got a 1660 Super. Yes. Or Radeon 5600. I got a 5500 XT, but I think those are almost equivalent. But yeah, like Alex Battaglia was running it at 4K, maxed out, blowing away the frame rate. Like, it wasn't even a challenge to run it. And I think he was running like I think that was even on his... No, that was on a top tier system, but still, like, that's pretty good. Again, 52 hours. Like,
sure that they stabilize their front with either
how does this work? How's this supposed to work?
I think
does it just
what would
replay?
really help the British in this particular game with some grants, especially because of how this map.
All right, well, we can get an idea here at least.
A main battle tank that can hold the line
Come on.
and fend off the Panzer.
It's on
force.
auto, but there we go. I was gonna say it's not really resolving here.
Yeah, so we see.
Whew,
Very
quite
nice
a bit
call.
of artillery usage.
Yeah.
So from my understanding is it it
Will,
literally
circling back to voice,
it's not a
I'm kinda
traditional
curious what
RTS.
some of your favorite voice lines are. I think every game has.
It literally, like, the sound effects sound pretty good, but it's literally like capture points, you get stuff, you spend money on stuff, and you keep pushing forward. That's what I'm getting out of this. And I could see that being a game I'd play. That's an RTS. That's why I actually really like Command and Conquer, because I think it lends itself to those of us who are not very good at micromanaging, which I am not. That's why I only play the StarCraft single player, not the multiplayer. I think games like this and Command and Conquer just lend themselves better to somebody like me, who's not very good at traditional RTSs. I can at least get the RTS feeling. You know, there's not a whole lot of micromanagement here. There is, but, like, you know, you don't have to individually click unit. I think you can, but generally you just click groups of units and then send them on their way. It's more of a macro management game rather than a micromanagement, because you don't have resources to worry about, as far as I understand. So I'm not sure why I didn't play this sooner, because this looks pretty cool.
About one of their mates who was keeping in mind at the time when the beef that they'd had last night started kicking in. So there's just little stories. It's nice to kind of have a moment away from the combat and enjoy some of the backstory.
Yeah.
And, yeah, it's been fun.
I think it will take longer than just a weekend with the game for people to
absolutely
hear them all. And I think we also have the annoyed voice lines again, right? When the player clicks on them a little too much.
Yeah, every unit has an annoyed voice line, so if you rapidly click them enough times, they'll shout at you. And we have versions in combat and out of combat. The in-combat ones are for those that are probably a little bit more pro, because you have to be concentrating on only one unit while you're doing it, and not be babysitting them. But yeah, they were very fun to record.
Yeah.
And it's always nice going into a recording studio and saying, can you be as pissed off as possible with me? And they relish that.
Yeah. So I feel like this match is pretty well in hand for the Wehrmacht at this point. Matt, what could they have, I know you kind of already alluded to this, but what could they have done differently to claw this one back? Because I know you said they may struggle a little bit late game, but I also feel like they do have some really good tools.
I like the visuals. Like, yeah, I think the Company Heroes 2 probably definitely looks better. But, like, just in general, it still looks pretty good. Just in terms of, like, I mean, look at all the holes on the ground. Those were created and they're just there. They're persistent. Which is something you don't see a lot. I don't understand this, though. 52 hours? They haven't been going for 52 hours straight. There's no way. But you can't... There's no DVR. So you can't, like, go back. Well, anyway, we've reduced... Oops. we've reduced the size of my wish list, which is good. But I have no idea what to do because I am tired. I don't know why. Like, I'm just tired. And I hate this seat. I really hate this seat. You know, and the worst part is I don't hate the chair. It's not as comfortable as I want it to be. I thought I needed a chair like this, just like I thought I needed a bed like that. But both of them are not good for me. Like, I knew I wasn't really going to like this material. I didn't realize it was this material until I got it. I never really liked I don't even know what to call this. But it's not very comfortable material. This bed is stiff. Like, they're both really stiff. Play C game and wake up tomorrow saying, I'm going to play X. Well, that might be the case just because of the fact that we're getting snow. And it should have actually started technically. And apparently we're getting upwards of 12 inches. So I'm not even sure if I'm going to be able to go bowling tomorrow, but we'll see for practice. But I really wanted to play something spacey. And like I said, the only thing that's spacey is, well, not spacey, but space age is Anno. But something's wrong with this homepage. It's so stupid. They got such a shitty launcher. But I looked up some videos on Anno 2205, and it just seems like a lot to think about at the moment. Because I'm just like, my brain's not there. So that's why I slowly moved away from... See, like, this is... I thought about Anno 2070, but this is more futuristic rather than spacey. Anno 2205 is definitely spacey based. Spacey based. See, now I'm making no sense. Space based. I had no idea I had this. The Forgotten Sands. Got all the Prince of Persia's on here. I never actually played and finished these two games. I think I got close. Did I? I don't even remember. I know I started like the run through of them. But I don't think I've ever played either of these two games. You know, the worst part is that I bought these and I'm not even sure if this would work on here. I don't think this would run. This luckily did. Lockdown was like my favorite Rainbow Six. Obviously Vegas 1 and 2 were just solid games, but Lockdown was like, dude, that was the shit right there. Anyway, I'm getting off track. I should have just stayed out in the living room. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. But you know, and I said that like, oh, you know, I'm going to be spending more time out there because I'm mostly just playing on my PlayStation all the time, which is true. The problem is that you know, as much as I say, oh, you know, don't worry about the mic quality because you can still hear me. It's not this, you know, and that's, I don't know why I think that's okay to say.
Who the hell is this?
Like, it sounds like I'm so far away from the freaking mic. I'm still, like, super happy with the quality that comes out off the PlayStation while streaming. It's the same as, like, you know... I mean, I'm actually streaming at a higher bitrate today, so it would have been nice to actually play something to...
The cooldown on my freaking abilities was way faster before.
I also adjusted the microphone
Was it because I
here.
was using the other barricade? Oh, here we go. All right.
I adjusted the microphone volume on this stream as opposed to the previous stream to this, which was definitely turned up a lot more.
Just get rid of the damn Hydra. And then he shows up behind me. Dude.
My biggest issue is simply the fact that there's a lot of reverb coming off the walls and everything out there. And while, yes, you can hear me, it's just, it's not the quality that I like. I like this quality where it's, I don't even know how to put it. Not that. You know what I mean? It's, the mic is closer to my mouth. I'm more clear. Look at the bullet sponginess of this crap, dude. This is what I'm talking about. This is what I hate. Task. The most important task. Yeah, like this. Like it's clearer. It's got the bass to it, you know what I mean? And yeah, you know, I could bring this microphone close to my mouth, as close as I could possibly get it, like right here, maybe. Okay. And then I could turn this down. Or turn it down so it doesn't distort too easily. You know, and I can make adjustments or whatever. And instead of having the arm back there, which is super convenient because, you know, I usually just use it for communicating with people, so no point in bringing it all the way out. I could just attach it to like the side over here and then literally have it next to my mouth. So I could actually have it sound better and not pick up so much background noise, but like I just don't, I don't know. The worst, and again, the worst part of it is that I really wish I waited, and it's always the buyer's remorse, the buyer's regret, whatever the heck you want to call it. I bought this Omen monitor, which is good. You know, it's not a terrible monitor, obviously. 165 hertz, but I cap it at 120 because that's easier to run. Plus, you know, I can't run every game at 120. I can barely run most games at 120 with this rig, but I can run them at 60. So I'm like, I'm kind of falling back to the whole 60 frames a second is enough. For some people, maybe it isn't, but for me, it's like, you know, and you know, it's not the be all end all either. I think 30 FPS is fine depending on the game. So for example, I can't remember if somebody was like talking about, I can't remember who was talking about, you know, oh, I think it was John Linneman from Digital Foundry. Like he's kind of also an advocate of like, you know, 30 frames a second is fine if it's done well. You know, input latency is low and it's smooth and, you know, frame times are solid. 30 FPS is fine based on the game. Even some shooters like Destiny 1, Destiny 2 before the current gen or even just the mid-generation refresh models, though I think even the PS4 Pro played at 30 FPS. But regardless, Bungie did a fantastic job at 30 frames a second. There was almost no perceivable input lag between my input on the controller and what happened on the screen. Same thing with Division 2. Division 1, there definitely was a noticeable input latency, but Division 2, there wasn't, even on PS4. You know, it was solid all the way through. You know, and games like that, where if I install Division 2 on here, it doesn't look good on anything but Ultra. And that's the sad part about that game. The graphics in this game suck if they're not cranked all the way up, because the visual artifacts are way too obvious if you have anything less than on Ultra, which is so pathetic. So naturally I'd want to, I can't get away from, as nice as high frame rate is, I cannot get away from the fact that I would very much prefer high resolution, high graphics, and low frame rate. I'll take 30 FPS if you crank the graphics all the way up, like, or the resolution, or both. As long as that 30 FPS does not come with an input lag. That's all I care about, but if that's easier said than done. So, you know.
I swear to God, my freaking the cooldown on my freaking abilities was way faster before.
You see how it's just like it just sounds like I'm on the other side of the room. I don't like that. I don't like that sound. And I've looked up how to actually see if I can get this microphone to work on the PlayStation. It's a massive headache, unfortunately.
Cloud Ark? It's where all of Neo Muna's citizens live virtually. Securing the veil.
The most important task. He's not even British. He doesn't sound British. So, like, yeah, the clarity is just unmatched. If I do stream more from the PS5, I'll probably just use my headset, to be fair. Because it actually doesn't sound terrible. Based on comparable to that microphone sitting on the table in front of me and it picking up everything in the room, this microphone, comparably to that, is not terrible. I am also planning on getting the H9s. So, and sadly, Walmart doesn't carry them in store for some reason. So when I do get around to getting those, I don't think that was a Short Circuit. Linus Tech Tips Short Circuit. They tested them, but they didn't test the microphone. They didn't show the microphone off on the H9s. I think they did it on the lower end headset. And I'm like, that I wanted to hear the microphone and how it sounded on the H9s. Damn it. I don't expect much, but you know, it might sound good. Probably sounds better than this, but who knows? Anyway, yeah, I'm being boring right now. Sorry. I just didn't know what to do. I should have installed this. What's the size of this? Take a look. I'm not going to download it. I just want to see the size. $76 gigs. I thought this was, I'm like, well, we're definitely not installing it there, but it is still 76 gigs. Jeez. Now, but like, if you're just vibing, that's cool. That's cool, man. I'm chill to just hang like that. I don't mind that at all. But I said this, was during one of those streams in the last couple days that it just feels like, why is this turned down? What the hell? It just feels like you know, the consoles, my PS5, like when I have mentioned, and I've tried a million times to try and figure out what the, you know, if I can make it work. The PS5's HDR does not work on this monitor, and I don't know why. It doesn't make sense. I thought it was because at first I was putting it through a splitter. That wasn't the case because I directly connected it to the monitor. Didn't change anything. And of course it works on the TV in the living room. And it looks phenomenal. So it kind of sucks that the main system that I want to play on is not really supported by, you know, major monitor manufacturers. Like Sony had to make their own monitor so it would work. That's kind of sad. But they also charge an arm and a leg for it. I got this thing for $300. Well, less than 300. I got it on sale, but you know, it's a 400 nit peak brightness, which is same as the 4K monitor out in the, or 4K TV in the living room. The only difference is this is 1080p. Now, most people wouldn't figure you could get 1080p to do HDR, but you can. Color? No. HD? There it is. You know, use HDR. I don't think it's gonna... Like, I think it only looks good. Or only works on PC. Oh, man. Come on. Just because I turned on the HDR? Alright, there you go. Yeah, see, now the colors look off. No, see, it looks bad here, too. That's so bad. And this just changes the brightness. And that is just like, that is bright. But the color is off. Stream HDR video. The color looks really bad. It might not look any different to you, but it looks awful to me. So I guess even on PC, it's just that the HDR just doesn't work here. No, see the worst part is that the color looks better without HDR. And that's a problem. Where can I see? There it is. 10-bit RGB. I just don't know what I can calibrate my display, I guess. Wide gamut color profile. The display color calibration will create a color profile with a conventional gamut, which may be a poor fit for the display and result in distorted color appearance. No. I mean, I guess it really doesn't hurt because it's just like, it looks horrible anyway. To get started and set basic color settings for your display, press the menu button for your display. The menu button usually located in front of your monitor. Hold on a second. Actually, yeah, let me. Yeah, see, I can't even access the stuff that I need now. Like the color. For some reason, when HDR is turned on, it turns off the ability to mess with the color. So, word to the wise. Don't buy this monitor for HDR. All right. Gamut defines the mathematical relationship between red, green, and blue color values that are sent to the display and the amount of light that's ultimately emitted from it. When adjusting gamma on the next page, try to get the image to look like the sample image labeled good gamma below. So like gray circles. Crap. I can't go back because I need to look. It has to be gray circles. Ish. But this is just like really bright. That's about as close as I can get. So it's somewhere dead in the center anyway. I can still kind of see the circles in the... All right. Too dark. Good brightness. It's already fine. Yeah, see, this isn't... Let's just do next. Huh. Yeah, this is not helping. There's the Adobe RGB. It said it was using the wide gamut, but I'm not seeing that. It's RGB IEC. Right there. Like I can't have HDR on ever. And that honestly sucks, dude. Not on this monitor anyway. Because it kills the color. Which is so weird. It looks so much better. The vibrancy of it is just so much better. Because you look at this. Look. Display capabilities, use HDR. Okay. It just says, okay. Then stream HDR video. Well, I'd have to turn that on. But now the colors look fantastic. So I don't know what it does, but it breaks it. The sad part is I'm not going to see this HDR here. And so, yeah, this monitor is really only used for high frame rate. And it's honestly like, I don't even care now. Like the high frame rate really isn't really a priority for me anymore. Like I thought I would, I thought I would actually care about it. And I did for a time. Because, it's amazing to go from 60 to 120 is a hell of a jump in itself. And to be able to play certain games at the time, like Overwatch, at 120 FPS, I loved it. It was so fluid. It was so nice, smooth. But then, I started playing regular games and they don't run as well. Or I can't get them to 120. Strangely enough, like No Man's Sky, I can get it to 60. Pretty solidly, actually. I do think I need to get an SSD for it because it has a lot of loading stutters, which I don't particularly like. But there's nowhere I'm going to be able to get a 4 terabyte SSD for any decent amount of pricing. Oh my god, dude, that's default. Why is dark not the default? That's what I want to know. So let's go like internal SSD. All right, let's go. You can go up to 16. Hold up. What's that? That's not even an NVMe. That's just a regular SSD. $369 nice dollars for a 4 terabyte NVMe, or somewhere $380, give or take. Which, back in the day, I paid $300 for a 300 gig external drive when I was in ITT Tech. That was 2006. So to pay almost the same price for 4 terabytes of NVMe SSD storage, yeah, I might actually break the bank on that one. Oh, this is pretty cool. PS5 compatible, but that is a no-name product. Who the hell are they? Next Storage. I don't know if I trust that. Obviously you can get a 2.5 inch, but I would want an NVMe because it's just like, that's way faster. That's way faster than SATA. So to match my current drive, my current hard drive, I would have to get this beast right here. And a 4 terabyte hard drive desktop internal. Let's just match the 4 terabyte. This is what I have in there. $67. Obviously, if you go like a specialty one like the WD Black, which has 7,200 RPM, which I would rather have. If I'm going to have mass storage, I want fast read writes for $130, but $67, 60 to $70, you know, Seagate, they've got a 4 terabyte for at 7,200 RPMs for $48. I mean, it's just like, and that's an enterprise. So it's like unbelievably cheap for mass storage, but I'm starting to kind of like, this is why I've moved to the PS5, because I've gotten to that. Okay, we're good. But my splitter is actually covering up that top part. Yeah, it's not really affected. Never mind. But that's why I've been like moving to my PS5, and not only that, but I've disconnected my extra external storage. Mostly to free up for the camera and the microphone or whatever, but I've disconnected it because I'm not playing my PS4 games from there anymore. Not really. It's just it's a headache. And I'm not saying all PS4 games are going to benefit from being put on the internal SSD, but I have enough storage at the moment to where it's like I got the games that I want installed, and then the single player games that I do play through and finish, I just uninstall them, and then there's more space for you. So, you know, I'll attach the external storage to transfer a game over, but that's it. Like, I'm not playing from the external drive anymore. So it's kind of just like a 4 terabytes of paperweight. You know, I don't know. It's just not fast enough anymore. And I'm starting to get spoiled, I think. And my gaming PC is starting to show. I mean, it's been showing its age for a while, but it's starting to show the reason why SSDs are so important, and especially the NVMe SSDs are so important, because they are that much faster. The hard drive that I've got my games installed on right now is definitely a 5400 RPM standard bulk hard drive. And maybe for some older games, like maybe this game or whatever, yeah, it can play just fine because they were built with those in mind. But, you know, this would be a good benchmark, actually. What's the size of this thing? It's probably massive. Yeah, 53 gigs. But, you know, it's just any PC game, you know, unlike the console games with, you know, old PS4 games, not all the PS4 games are going to benefit from being installed on the SSD, except for maybe a little bit faster loading times. But like, I've played PS4 games on an internal drive where they didn't really see much of a performance improvement in terms of loading textures and stuff like that, and loading models. You know, they loaded faster in terms of like load times, but in terms of loading textures and models and stuff and geometry, those kind of remain the same, because that's the way it was programmed. And that's something you can't help. Every single one of these PC games can absolutely benefit from being on an internal SSD. So it's tough to justify to people, and I've been saying it for years, you know, like, just it's cheaper to get bulk storage, get like a, you know, hard drive to install all your games on. I can't suggest that anymore. I can't. I've been playing on a PS5 and it's so fast that it destroys my computer. And I really need to actually get, and I might at some point in the future, get a 4 terabyte NVMe SSD, because to be honest, and you guys know, 1 terabyte ain't enough for all the games that you want to install. I think I'm an exception. Not me personally. Like, there's a small group of us that have this many games that we would like to have installed. I don't want to install everything here because I've finished most of the stuff. But, you know, Steam, I've got all those games installed. And all those games plus, you know, this folder, which is only like 5 gigs. I probably should just delete that because I'm not using it. Plus Final Fantasy 14 and Apex and Battlefield. This all together almost equates to 3 terabytes. Or no, I'm sorry. It's 2 terabytes free. So it's, or 2 terabytes almost. Oh, you've been busy. At least people know who you are now. But I mean, those games alone equate to almost 2 terabytes, I think. You know, with all those installed. So, you know, I use a lot of space, but my next computer build is for sure purely going to be SSD. I'm getting a whole new SSD for it. Let me just sign in. Shut up. So, yeah, I'm actually gonna go with the new NZXT H5 Flow. I was gonna go with the Corsair 4000D Flow. I think they call it the Airflow. But this one, like, is kind of nice. I think it's got some gray accents on it. It's got tempered glass. No, this one's like purely white. But it's got this really cool fan down in the front that blows up right there, see? It blows up into the graphics card, which, of course, that's the biggest issue that I've always had with tempered glass panels, is that there's no side fan to get rid of the heat being exhausted from the freaking graphics card. So the Steam Replay would tell you. Actually, maybe not because you're console dominant. Yeah, probably not. I barely touched any games in 2022 on the PC, especially in Steam. So I like this design. So that's why I decided to go with this instead. I liked the Corsair 4000D. It was nice, but this one's got the, I don't know, it's still got a very similar look to it. It's very boxy, though. I will say, it's very boxy. You know, and it's not white and black, and I don't think the 4000D was even white or black. Yeah, like this one's got a little gray accent to it, which is fine. It's nice. And it's honestly probably a nicer compact type of case. More compact than the NZXT, because that, I mean, my old NZXT Razer themed one is a pretty big case. And this one's pretty minimal. It's got 2 drive bays down there. You got 2 2.5-inch SSD slots if you need it. But I won't. I won't need the hard drive bays. I won't need the SSD slots. This one doesn't look that big, though. I mean, I think they're portraying like a 4090 in there or something like that. Obviously, you know, the measurements. Max GPU length is 330 millimeters. Oh, here we go. Width the feet, 464 millimeters in height, 227 millimeters width, and 446 millimeters depth. The Corsair 4000D, it's probably smaller. Well, okay, now it's in inches. Can we like agree on a freaking measurement system here? It accommodates up to a GPU length of 360, so it can actually accommodate a bigger GPU. So this is smaller then. Because I mean, based on this, it doesn't look like it has that much less room. I'm actually kind of baffled by that right now. I'm not entirely sure why that is. That doesn't look that much smaller, but I guess it is. Because this one, I don't know. Maybe because it doesn't have that bracket in the front there, like we saw on the NZXT. Oh, there we go. 453 millimeters in depth, whereas this one was what? 446. So this one is smaller. Oh, that's better for me then. I actually wanted a smaller case. I don't want a big case. And then we're going to go with the Corsair RM750. Fully mod. Since it's got the white and black. I am going to go with the T-Force Delta RGB, mostly because it's the only white color they had. Like I could probably, by the time I'm actually going to put this together, there might be other ones that are white, but like, you know, they don't have them. The B550 Pro 4 AM4 for the from ASRock. It's black and white. I'm just matching my PS5, so but there was this one game, and this is actually not terrible. Like getting all these, this, and this, I really just need, technically, if I want to get this new system built, I need the motherboard. And then I could just swap out this computer. But I don't want to. I want it to be a wholly new computer. And then the SSD, I think I took off the list because they kept changing prices and they kept changing stuff. No, stop. Boot drive. The boot drive, I just want it to be simple. And I think it's a, what was it, 2280? But yeah, I think the boot drive, I think I'll have it 512 maximum, because it's like, let's see. Well, I got to go back to my list now and look at the motherboard because I need to see what the hell, what the port is. Zen 3 Ryzen, which I have. It's in the closet. It's been sitting there for well over a year now. What does it support? Chipsets, memories, or memory. Storage. M.2, one hyper socket. Supports 2260, 2280. And then there's the M.2 socket, supports 2242, 2260, 2280. So, wait, both support 2280? M key type 2280, Gen 4x4, and this one's Gen 3x2. So the hyper socket is what I want because that would be the primary. Oh, there you go. See? There you go. Well, okay. I'm guessing this one's for this one, and then this one's for that one. This is useless, because in a consumer PC, you don't need RAID with SSDs as fast as they are now. Yeah, this is what I would want. So it supports NVMe SSD and boot disk. So that's what I would want right there. And then this would be... This only supports Gen 3. Which is unfortunate. But it's still an M.2. So... Alright, M.2, 2280, 512 gigs. And I'm only going to go Western Digital on this one, I think. Is it Western Digital? Alright, let's uncheck this. Hold on. I'm missing something here. I swear to God, WD Black had like a... Oh, maybe... Yeah, they had like a 500 gig SSD. At the lowest. 1 terabyte. I need a basic. Oh wait, was it 250? It might have been 250 size. 256? No. I need the lowest. I don't want anything. I don't want like a terabyte for my boot drive. I don't need anything that big. Not for a boot drive. 512 gigs or 256. But they don't... I thought Western Digital had a 500 gig. There it is. The SN70 or 770. So Gen 4. So there's that. There's a 250 right there. But 250, that's kind of cutting it close, because I think this computer has a 250, and look at that. This is just Windows. Now, granted, okay, my goal is to actually go to... My goal is to actually go to either Linux or SteamOS, and it turns out that SteamOS is a pain in the ass to install. Which I don't know why it's so difficult, but there's like a workaround that you have to go, you have to jump through hoops to do it. So I think minimum I go 500 gig. Okay. This would be my boot. And then we'd go with a 4 terabyte. There it is right there. So this is really a Gen 4? This one's a Gen 4x4. But if I put this in the... If I put this one in the second slot, it's only going to run at Gen 3 speeds. Because that's what it's for. Yeah, actually, I don't think that's what I think these account for both of these slots. Because I would want the Gen 4 speeds for my games. So... Yeah, since they both... Okay. Yeah, okay. All right. I think that's what that means. Is either slot can be used for boot. So I would use the regular M.2. And again, this would come with the motherboard manual anyway, so I'd have to look it up. But this would go... This would be used for the 500 gig. This would be for the games drive. Because I want those Gen 4 speeds. So... Let's add this to my... list. And then add this one to my list as well. That one's gonna be tough, but because that's a lot of money. But I'll probably think on it. to be honest, like I don't install a lot of games anymore. Like, yeah, what I've got installed on Steam is actually quite a few, but I'd probably be a lot more picky about it. So like, let's take a look at what 1 terabyte is. It's like $100, which totally, that's what, it's crazy to think, okay, it's 160, but it's on sale. But that's the price that it should be. I'm going to say that right now. This is the price that it should be. For a terabyte is $100. We should be getting to that point, and hopefully soon in the near future, or 120 with a heatsink. Actually, I think I might prefer that. This is an 850X, but this is an 850, and this is cheaper. It's like $5 more for this one, but anyway, hopefully in the near future we're going to get to this point where 1 terabyte of SSD storage is $100, because then we're matching per 1,000 gigabytes of data. I guess it used to be $1 a gig. I'm trying to think about this for a second. It used to be $1 a gig. That's why when I told you that I bought an old drive back when I started ITT Tech, for a 300 gig drive, external drive for $300. That's what it was. It was $1 a gig. And we're nowhere near hitting 300 terabyte drives. So I guess it's very different in this situation, but I do think a terabyte of SSD should cost $100. That should be what it is. Now I could go with just another one of these, another 770. I don't know if the read and write speeds are any different. That's a Gen 4, but it's not a PCI Express 4. But that should be the same thing. Hold on. I think Gen 4 is PCI Express 4. Yeah, PCIe Gen 4. Yeah. It's funny. I think this is not this exact one, but I think this is the one I got for my secondary internal SSD on my PS5. This is 770. I've got the box outside. Hold on. Yeah. Yeah, this is the exact one. It's the SN770, 1 terabyte Gen 4. It's this one right here. The read speeds are 5 gigabytes, 5.1. I don't know what the write speeds are. I can't remember. Anyway, Digital Foundry had said that the best option that they feel, read speeds up to 5.1 gigs. The best SSD they felt was good for the PS5 was the 850. But at the time, it was at that time, the 850 was still pretty expensive. Clearly not so much anymore. But for my new rig, I don't know, maybe how much would 2 terabytes be? Because 2 terabytes was actually, I think, my goal. So you got a 2 terabyte 770 for 120, or I mean, it's $200. But again, 2 terabytes for $200. 1 terabyte for $100. That to me in my brain mathematically should be what it is. It works out. So it's like $100 for every 1,000 gigs. Which is, I think, is more than fair. Then you got the 850X for 160, but still not bad. But again, why is this 190 and this is 200? This is a inferior platform compared to this one. I'd rather just buy this. Though I'd like the heatsink, but it's kind of bulky. So I'll probably just get the standard. You don't really need the heatsink. Look, and then there's the SN850 for 280. Like, is it because they don't make it anymore or what? I mean, either way, I mean, I'd get this. So maybe 2 terabytes might be it. 4 terabytes might just be pushing it a little bit too far because I don't really install that many games. So I might just go with 2 terabytes instead. And I'd probably go with the 850X just because, like, this is more expensive. If you look at the base price, why would it be more expensive? I don't know. I don't know. Let's just put this one on the list. I'll take off that 4 terabyte one. So, let's just say all this, all right? I'm not going to buy it, obviously. I just want to add it to the cart so I don't have to break out the calculator. This will calculate everything for me. Did that say back order? Oh, that sucks. Now, I think this case comes with what? Comes with a couple fans. I know it comes with the basement fan. Yeah, it comes with the basement fan and the rear fan. Yeah. It's bare bones in the front. But I would definitely want... See, I had blue, but now oh, these are out of stock anyway. All right, well, let's remove that. All right, so we're up to $653 to build my next computer. If I was to get all this at once. But I'm not that stupid. So I would probably get... Can I remove that from my cart? Nope, okay. I have to come here to do it. Shut up, shut up, shut up. So we remove this, okay. Remove that. And that brings it down to 503. Definitely want this as an upgrade. 500 gig. To be fair, again, all I really need is the motherboard. Because then I can just use the RAM from my streaming computer. Or from my gaming computer, but I'd rather do it from my streaming computer because it's more. It's better. It's 3000 megahertz. And then just pop it in the big case or something like that, you know. Completely replace it. And then that would be that. That's literally all I need. Because I have everything else. Obviously, I would love a new graphics card. We're talking AMD here now. That 4000 series, that's too expensive. So we go with the Radeon 7000. We're gonna go balls to the wall with the next graphics card. It's gonna be $1,000 monster. Because like the XT, I'm sure is fine. But I mean, like if I do actually want to take advantage of this monitor to be able to just pump it, I mean that's really what you need. You need $1,000 graphics card so you can crank the graphics and still get 120 frames a second. That's the way I see it. I'm never going to use XFX ever again. They screwed me over on a graphics card. I'd like to get a reference card, personally. I mean... Shop. XTX. There it is right there. I've honestly been really kind of like, I've been really all about getting a reference card. I like their design. It's cleaner. But if I want to stick with the black and white theme, that's the hard part, because I'm pretty sure there's these, but that's silver. There's only Nvidia cards that are actually black, or that are actually white cards, which really sucks. True. You're right. You're right. Well, okay. The motherboard is not white. It has white on it. But yeah, you're right. It actually could still work. I would have loved a white motherboard. No joke. But that's tough to come by too, especially in the type that I want to get. Right? Is the 5600X still... Is that still AM4? It's the 6000 series that's AM5, right? Yeah, that's still AM4. So like if I went let's do AM4. B550. I don't need all the bells and whistles. And there's a black and white. But like a purely white board, that'd be sick. This one was pretty cool to look at. Oh, let me just do specifically ATX. I'm not doing small form factor anymore. See, there's the one that I chose. Because, you know, this little guy here is great. Obviously, it's doing what I want it to. But it's just not... Yeah. I should have made this one into a bigger rig. Small form factor is nice if you... Like, I think I am actually going to turn this thing into, don't want used either. I am going to probably turn it into a NAS. That's why that network drive is in my parts list. So like, yeah, in the type of board that I want, there is no white boards. That's the shitty part. Nah, I'm just going to use the stock CPU cooler. I'm not going to worry about water cooling or changing out the heat sink. It doesn't make sense when the stock cooler is good. And I like the stock coolers. They're nice. Got a nice little red ring around it and everything. I do have to find purple fans, though. Love purple fans. It's either purple or I stick with the blue, because that's what the PS5 does is blue. Well, it does. Does it do blue? Yeah, it does blue. Oh, fans, case fans. Is there any way I could actually? There it is. Purple. Ayo. All right, first of all, it says SXD cool, but it shows a Cooler Master box. What? It is a Cooler Master. What the hell is this then? What is this? What is that? SX Dual. What the hell is that? But this says Cooler Master. So that doesn't make any sense. Stupid. Well, those are it. So I'd probably have to go with an RGB rather than that and just make it purple. As much as I don't want to do that. Looks like that's the only way to go. We got some Corsair. They're white RGB fans for $100. Do you get... Yeah, you get 3. Does NZXT make fans? They do. If I could just make it an NZXT total fan, you know, total build or whatever. No, it's not the worst. I've seen worse for, well, I've seen worse prices for a single RGB fan in comparison. It wasn't $100 for a single fan, but it was like not really a great price, like $30 for, is this a single fan? So I could get black fans. But again, $27 for a single fan. Ugh. Well, anyway, that's not really that important. The important part is this beast right here. Anyway, I think that's pretty much all I can do tonight. I really don't. There's nothing else I want to do. I was gonna play Destiny, and I was like, I got in here, and I was like, man, I should maybe fire up the VR. No, I'm too tired for that. Oh, maybe I'd do a city builder. That'd be nice, but most of the city builders aren't space-based. Those are strategy games, and I'm not really feeling like trying to devise, you know, think too hard on it. It's funny, I gotta start using this VR headset. I bought it, and now it's just kind of, I used it once. I'm not talking about my feelings. I'm gonna get going, man. Thanks for hanging. I appreciate it, as always. Might stream this weekend. We'll see. If I'm not going bowling tomorrow, then that's what I got. But until then, I'll see you later.